Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to City Sewers. Today on my list of things to do, I've got 4 gallons of milk sitting on my counter right now. So I'm gonna make cheese and yogurt today. Granted, yogurt is kind of a 2-day process, but it's certain today. Every day in our little tiny backyard farm here, I'm milking 2 goats, basically once a day now, because this one here keeps nursing a kid who's not hers. But every day I have a handful of half-gallon mason jars, and the morning milking is filling 1 jar between the 2 goats. So milk builds up pretty quickly, and we struggle to keep up with it. The kids don't really drink it. I mean, the boys will use it on their cereal. Mostly Nathan likes the yogurt, so they prefer that I make things with the milk rather than drinking it. We do share the milk with some family and friends. Like, both of our parents will sometimes take some milk, and they may go from there and make their own dairy products, like making yogurt. I just squirted milk right up my sleeve. They may go from there and decide to make their own dairy products, such as yogurt or even cheese. But we do frequently also share, like, the finished yogurt with my parents and things like that. So honestly, 2 goats seems to be plenty for us at this point. Though, you know, one day I want to have more goats just for the sake of having more goats. Today's vlog is not going to be like a super in-depth how-to video per se, because honestly I'm going to be flitting from project to project, and that would be really difficult to do in a single video. But it's not really a step-by-step how-to. Come on. Release the babies! There are people who claim that they don't like goat milk, which is totally understandable. That's a totally valid thing. However, anyone who does not like goat milk frequently doesn't like it because it has that goaty flavor. And I'll admit, I have tried store-bought goat milk and hated it because it tasted like I was licking a goat. It was really gross. And the key to making goat milk actually taste good is to chill it as quickly as possible. So our milk actually goes straight into the freezer, and if we need to use it right away, then it comes back out in about an hour or 2, and that gives it that jump start on getting it cooled so it will taste good. If we're not going to need it right away, if we're building up so much milk we don't need it, I just leave it in the freezer and let it freeze, and I have not had any negative effects from letting it freeze. If you are one of those goat milk haters that, you know, you don't like the milk, if you've never tried raw fresh goat's milk, I would highly recommend that you do at least give it a shot, because it is very different from the store-bought stuff that has been pasteurized. It's been heated up, and that really just expedites that goat flavor. Good morning, Mr. Arthur. Hi, Mr. Arthur. You ready for your breakfast? Alright, there you go, sir. Good bun. Anyway. Okay. They're beautiful. Okay. Get your pellet. Where's my pets? Where's my pets? Oops, sorry. There we go. Good girl. Such a sweet girl. Alright, let's take... Thank you. Take out your water bowl. This rabbit, I swear, she's pooped in this. You find ways to be so yucky, but you're very sweet. Alright, there you go, buddy. Nice clean water. So far, my experience with serving water in a bowl versus in a bottle to the rabbits, they seem to prefer in a bowl, honestly. They like that they don't have to work for it, they don't have to crick their neck at a weird angle. They can just lap it up out of the bowl like they would naturally in the wild. Granted, it is a little bit more work because you do have to change it more frequently and it does get debris in it. But in this insane heat that we've been having them able to consume more water at a given time has proven to be beneficial, because I can throw ice cubes in there that don't have to be a special size to fit in the bottle, and it'll keep the water cool, and they just seem to do better having that nice cool water readily available to them. Alright ladies, should we see if you've got any goodies for me? Any treasure? I'm gonna have to clean out this coop again. Nothing. Ooh, look, treasure. The girls keep scooping out all the shavings in the nest. They're killing me here. Now we do have one chicken that seems to be just a little generous with her calcium. Huh. Whichever chicken it is that lays these, it's every single egg. Always on the skinny end, always has this just dollop of extra calcified stuff. Interesting. Hello, glorious sunflowers. Oh, there's a little bird. Looks like it's digging seeds out of that flower. Alright, now let's check on Mama. Hey, Guinevere. You're alright. Here's some pellets. Now, a little update on the baby rabbits. I will try and get some footage. David and I tried to do some filming last night of the babies and show you guys their colors and all that, but it was late. It was after the kids had gone to bed and we didn't have the best light, so I think that it would be better to do that at another time, like during the day when you can actually see the colors. But we started with 9. Guinevere gave us 9 babies on Saturday, and unfortunately over the night, on Sunday night, we did lose the 2 smallest babies. So she's down to 7. She does have 1 baby that still worries me, so this afternoon I'm planning on doing what's called forced nursing, and we will be pulling the mom out and basically flip her on her back and put the struggling kit on her belly and let it nurse without competition. And we'll see if that can really turn it around and get it fighting fit. Alright, so in front of me here I've got roughly 4 gallons of milk. Now it is not precisely measured per se, but these larger jars here are half-gallon mason jars, and these smaller ones are quart size. So by approximation, 2 half gallons is a gallon, and you go from there. So we have an assortment of things to do today. So I've got 2 things I'm going to get going right away because those are actually very hands-off and they just have to sit and incubate for a long time. That's going to be to do yogurt and chèvre cheese. Those are both things that once you add the culture, you step back and you leave it alone for quite a while, usually about 8 hours. So I'm going to do those first. The other remaining 2 gallons, I'm going to make mozzarella cheese with it because we like pizza and we're going to make pizza with it. So lots of milk, lots of projects. It's going to be very busy in my kitchen today. Let's go. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to get going is going to be my yogurt. I need to get this milk heating up. And what I'm actually going to do is I make it in my Instant Pot because I love this thing. I can just set a timer and walk away. So, first things first. Helpful tip, is to remove the seal from your Instant Pot if you have used it, because I actually made chili in this last night, and the spices and stuff will actually stay in the rubber in the seal. You don't need it to seal for yogurt, and this will affect the flavor of your yogurt. That has happened, and I had like some kind of like cumin scented flavored yogurt, and it was less than desirable. So remove that seal before you start. Okay. Now you put your lid on, and we're gonna hit yogurt until it says boil, and it doesn't actually boil it, but what it is going to do is it's going to pasteurize the milk. For the most part, I am all for using raw milk for making your cheese and your yogurt and all that stuff, but the pasteurization process is actually important when it comes to yogurt. First of all, it kills off the bacteria that you don't want to colonize, but another benefit is that it actually will start to break down the proteins of the milk, and it will actually set and make a better, sturdier yogurt. This is going to be running, and when it beeps, it means that it'll be up to temperature, and we'll go from there. Next, we're going to do the chevre, which is also a process where we are going to dump the milk and then leave it alone for 8 hours. So let's do that next. Now, chevre is really simple because you don't need to heat it. So I'm just going to pour it. I'm actually using a crock pot just because I needed something that I could put the milk in and cover, and the pot that I usually use I'm going to be using for other milk today, but I just want a container that I can cover and leave it alone. So it's not even plugged in. It's just a container at this point. So we're going to dump 1 whole gallon of milk into the crock pot. Now the ideal temperature for chevre is about 68 to 72 degrees, which is basically room temperature. It's okay if it's a little bit warmer than that. It can even be up into the low 80s, and it should be fine. All right, that's it. So the culture should be mixed in now. Now I leave it alone while I deal with the rest of the milk. So my third big project today is making mozzarella. Now I'm going to actually try and do 2 gallons of it to get a larger amount of cheese, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. But wish me luck. So one challenge that I'm having is the fact that I can't fit 2 gallons of milk into a single pot easily. So I'm just gonna have to do this in 2 side-by-side batches. That's fine, it'll work out. All right, so my mozzarellas have their rennet mixed in, and now I get to leave everything alone for the next 30 minutes. It's been a little crazy in the kitchen, and I am filming this by myself, so it can be a challenge, but haha, under control. Now one task that I can do while we're waiting on our mozzarella cheese to set is I have been trying to get my eggplants over there kind of staked up, tied up, because they've been falling into the walkways, and they're even kind of smothering each other a little bit. So if I can kind of collect them a little bit. I did not realize they were going to get this big, honestly. I think that a lot of it has come from us taking better care of our soil this year. If you go back several videos before the growing season, I found out that I had a nitrogen deficiency, particularly in the bed where they're growing now. I don't think I have that problem anymore. And so now they're really big, and they're getting to a point where they're actually hindering each other a little bit and falling into the walkway, but I don't want to lose all that fruit by hacking it back. So what I'm doing is I'm putting large stakes in and just using string to kind of just collect it together. It's not hurting the plants, it's not hurting the produce. All it does is just get it out of the way. So it's working so far. Okay, so you can see that now I have kind of controlled this rotunda eggplant. It was all falling out into the walkway here. But I mean, look at this thing. It is so fruitful. I did not realize it was going to be this prolific. That's incredible.
The cheese timer is done.
Much better. Alright, now my timer's going off for my cheese. Hey look, looks like some cheese magic has happened. Let's see. Let's get a knife. Oh, I'd say that's set into a third. Alright, 2 lumps of cheese before I fold it. We'll see how it works out. Ooh, that is warm. We're wanting it to get nice and smooth and glossy. But here, would you like to try a piece? Sure. Oh, milky. Whoop.
That's slippery.
Yes, it is. There we go. Oh, that's hot.
Is that pan? Oh, obvious.
The water's hot. But it's nice and glossy now. So I'd say this cheese is done stretching. There we go. 1 blob of mozzarella. Ha ha!
Blob of mozzarella.
All right. We'll have to check out and see if this is suitable for pizza.
Pizza!
Probably in a couple days because we're busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just actually had Guinevere out and I was force nursing the babies. Unfortunately, it's not really something that I could film by myself. We might be able to do it this weekend when I've got David to help with the camera. But I want to let you guys get a look at these little babies. They are pretty cute. Okay, so here's the nest. And here's a little baby.
There's one back there.
All right, here, let's pull them forward. Let's see.
There's one. There's one.
These babies are 5 days old today. They're active. They've got full bellies. The 2 that are the smallest, I went ahead and made their mom nurse them. They're doing much better. They're nice and full. Let's see. These babies are very colorful. Very pretty babies. Here's one that just got nursed, so it's got a nice full belly.
Nice and
This one is going to grow up to be the same color as the mom. We have several of them that look a lot like Dad. Mr. Arthur. And we've got this one here. It's a little blue and white. Very cute babies. So they're doing good. I'm going to tuck them back in. And then we'll put them back in with their mom here pretty quick here. Let's see. Make sure everybody's back in the pile. This one is chunky. Got a little belly on it.
Right here.
And there's the black one. Okay, there we go. And tuck them back in with their fur. And that's it.
Ooh, there's a baby right there.
Then they'll go back in with Mom.
Mom.
Hey everybody, so it's actually the next day. What happened is that the day just kind of got away from me. We actually had Bible study at church last night, which meant that I had to scramble and get dinner ready so that we could eat before then. The kitchen exploded and I just basically didn't have time to also juggle a camera. So I did finish all these projects because I still had those going while I was in the middle of all the crazy. So I wanted to show you guys everything that I did get out of 4 gallons of milk. This is a 2-pound brick or blob or whatever you want to call it. This is 2 pounds of mozzarella cheese that I got out of the 2 gallons that I used to make it. I actually have not weighed this, but I got these little 4 sticks of chevre. I have 2 that are flavored with herbs and 2 that are just a plain flavor. They're amazing. I love it. And I also got 2 2/3 quart-sized jars of yogurt. So this all came out of 4 gallons of fresh raw goat's milk from our backyard. Pretty awesome. Feeling quite accomplished with all the things I'm able to do. Today's video has been a little bit of a scatterbrained video, but I'm hoping that you guys just bear with me. That's kind of how my days are lately. That is all stuff that's all happening all at the same time, and I've got to juggle all of it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the crazy that is my day. If anybody actually does want a step-by-step tutorial video on how to make any one of these things, let me know down in the comments and I will do my best to get that out there. So just to recap what I've done, I made homemade yogurt with raw goat's milk. I made fresh chèvre cheese, and I've also made mozzarella cheese. And I've got a few other things up my proverbial sleeve that I do make with our milk that I'm still in the learning process of, so when I feel more confident on those, I will also offer tutorials on how to make those as well. That's all I have for today, you guys. So as always, this is your urban nerd with a goat herd telling you you can grow where you're planted.